Yeah, but anyway, what were we talking about?
So that was the first time I got kicked out of the petting zoo, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what you get for playing with the animals on the other side of the fence. You should know better than that.
The goat was asking for it, man.
Aren't some of those fences electrified anyway?
They are now.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. I just got notification, dudes. We're live.
Oh, we're live. Oh, I got.
You better get out of here.
I'll see you guys later.
Oh, boy. Right. It's time to start the coffee. Oh, heck, where are you? Been late. Look at that. Yeah, man, you hit the live button. We weren't looking. Here we go.
That's what you get.
There's the coffee.
Hello, everybody.
Trico and his petting problems.
Yeah, heavy petting.
Heavy petting.
Hello, everybody out there. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is the Indie Breakfast Buzz. We are live. We are tired. No, we're not tired. I did wake up a while ago, but just can't get going.
Come on in. I've turned the room lights on finally, and we just lost somebody. Trico probably left because we were talking about his petting. No, Trico's still there.
Yeah. We got
every show like that. Oh yeah. Sure. Come on in. Have a seat. Right here in front. There's seats right here in front. Hey, if you're on the radio, you're listening to the Breakfast Buzz from Indie Volt Live. It's the morning here, 9 a.m. in fact.
Yeah, and it is it's a nice way to start the morning. Joe Cotton says, "Good morning, gents. Good morning,
Joe Cotton. Joe. Hello.
How are you this morning?
Morning.
We oh my goodness, it's I'm so glad to have air again.
You're still not awake. Are you going to have to go for another Monster drink?
That or some type of other caffeine, but I got it. I'm hanging in there.
To get a caffeine infusion working?
Yeah. This body doesn't work without caffeine anymore. It used to up until I was about 29.
So it happens when you get older. You need your daily motivations in order to get ramped up to speed.
Yeah,
so that's what waking up at 5 a.m. can do for you.
Yeah, the other day, not related to comics, but the other day I found a long gray strand in my beard.
Heaven forbid.
And I was like, and I said, this wasn't here yesterday. It was.
If I pulled all of those, I'd be completely bald.
It was gray from the root to the tip.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm like, what is this? What is this?
Well, we're going to talk about that, exactly that, in this program.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, later on today, as your as the top of your head gets as terraformed as your comic career.
That's right. It's all terraforming. This is related to my age. So, also, Randy. There's another list out.
And is it a blacklist?
Yeah, but I don't have as many blacks on it.
These people are not melatonin.
No. These are their careers are probably shot after this list. Some big names on it too. Industry big names in comics.
They're taking a nosedive.
Including.
Are you sure?
Possibly some of them may not be able to survive this, and even a lady's on the list, Randy.
Oof, really?
Yeah, a lady.
Crazy. I saw that Mark Nelson had to do a mea culpa, and I was reading it and I was feeling sorry for him, but I realized it wasn't Mark A. Nelson, who I like a lot. It's a great artist. It used to do Aliens for Dark Horse. Instead, it was Mark Nelson from Riff Tracks.
No.
Apologizing for his association with Doug TenNapel.
Really?
Hey, I got to pull out of that podcast because, when you start talking hate, you're not being very Christian, in my opinion.
Nah. Joe Cotton said he found a gray shirt curly. Yeah, that's the last ones to go. There, Joe. I'm told that's the last ones to go.
He doesn't know. It was anyway. It was on the top of his head.
Nah.
That other hair, the indie princess insists that he shaves. So
yeah. Glenn Ford says, "Morning, guy."
I love that reaction.
Yeah. I had a friend that shaved all his hair. He shaved all the hair on his body once, and he learned the lesson. He learned when it grew back. He learned the lesson. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't always all grow back. That's the lesson.
Yeah,
You shave it might not come back.
Yeah, having a patchwork that looks like somebody got to you for weed whacker. So I hit the intro. We'll come back and we will talk comics and all kind of interesting things.
You want me to hit the intro?
Sure, go ahead.
I got it here somewhere. Not that intro. This intro.
You're not a dish. You're a man.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm Varian Grant. This is Indieval, the Breakfast Buzz. Randy and I are live here with you. I'm Varian Grant. I am
I'm live, Varian semi-live.
Yes, semi. I'm at best I'm here.
He'll be more live after the monster drink ends up going through his system a little harder. So.
Yeah. That's it. Switch to Coke. The drink, not the
drink.
Yeah, not the.
Yes. This program is rated TVMA DLSV, where the D stands for drug reference.
That's right. Had a lot of those last night. We'll talk about that too.
You drugged up last night? Did you see Pretty Colors?
No. We just had drug references last night.
Oh, you had a drug reference last night?
Lots of them.
Oh, cool. That was on Geekgasm though. This is
right.
The Breakfast Buzz.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Someone actually wrote in about it, so we'll find out. We'll talk about that too. And but yeah, I'm Varian Grant. I started making comics back in 2008. I'm a comic publisher, artist, writer, founded Indievolt Media LLC, and I'm a lot of things. Wear a lot of hats in this business, and I just picked up a new job. We'll talk about that.
Joe Cotton says, just say no.
Yeah, if I could just say no to catch me.
Because of your many hats, you have a very difficult time doing.
Yeah. No.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, I'm Randy Zimmerman. I've been printing comics for many, many years, long before 2008. Arrow Comics, Caliber Comics, Weeby Comics, Massive Comics, lots of other freelance gigs. Right now, I'm an award-winning commercial and graphic artist whose main calling is doing sequential art for advertising and the Zim Geek channel also here on YouTube. That's ZIMMGEEK. If you want to swing over there, I keep swearing I'll have a new video up there any day now, and my schedule hopefully has lightened up to the point where I can actually fulfill that promise. So Marv is in the house this morning, says hello, congratulations on the new project. TC, I saw the video about it yesterday with Advocate. How are you guys? Lunchtime. I'll be here for a while. Thanks, Marv. Thanks so much for listening.
Yeah. We'll talk about that too. Talk about the new project and
talk about Marv's lunch. What are you having?
Yeah. It's I've been eating a sandwich for 3 days.
God, that sandwich has got to be stale by now. Oh, you haven't eaten a sandwich in 3 days?
No, I've been eating the same sandwich for 3 days.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife told me I have to eat it. She said you shouldn't have ordered if you didn't want it. Now you got to eat it. She's not the child.
That's what you get for wondering if you like anchovies.
Not the stomach.
Do I like this?
I wasn't aware they were going to send. Well, to be fair, they sent me 2 sandwiches. I wasn't aware it was going to be 2.
Marvy wants you to know it's chicken and rice. Good for you, Marvy.
Yeah, we have a. So what do we get in first? What's
Joe says the sandwich is dry.
Yeah.
It's probably very dry by now.
It probably is. It's in the refrigerator again.
Well, that's good.
I take it out.
At least the lettuce will stay cold. So.
Yeah.
Just remember, you need to eat your vegetables.
Yeah. Better than the pasta I made a mistake and left out for 3 days. Yeah, I figured not to touch that. It was pasta marinara sauce. I figured I should not touch that. Yeah, so that's it.
Well, it's probably the chemicals in the marinara. It all depends on,
It's not like a McDonald's burger, which I can leave out for 2 weeks.
Oh boy.
I can leave that out for 2 weeks and come back and eat it. It'll be fine. But
that's what it's designed for, though.
Yeah, it's space age food.
More than space age food. It's just one level under Twinkies.
That they should really, if you're hungry, you should really, really, really take that into consideration. If you do cons, buy yourself some McDonald's like a week earlier. Take it to the con with you. Stuff it in your book bag. You'll be fine. You can eat that later. It's fine. It's fine. Good fiber source too, McDonald's.
You get to test your constitution, that's for sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We're gonna talk about cons coming back too. A lot of people. We'll talk about that now, I guess. Randy, a lot of people getting ready to fly off to Tampa. Fly and drive to Tampa.
Good for them. Let us know how it goes, guys.
Yeah, we are. A lot of people are excited, and I'm excited for them. If this con goes off without a hitch, maybe others will follow.
Let's hope so, huh?
Yeah. Now Randy and I are both in Michigan, so according to
You're in wonderful Sterling Heights, right?
That's right. That's right.
It's
That's
just
right.
a suburb north of Detroit.
Yeah,
Wait,
about
a bit north.
45 minutes or so.
Yeah. And I'm in beautiful Burton, Michigan, just two miles south of the bad water line of Flint. Yeah.
So, but according to the new numbers that came out, and I don't know if it's just propaganda, but our C-19 like numbers are really low, so there's a good chance we can have cons just like we're supposed to. Is it
Somebody's farther north than both of us that's actually listening in.
Is it Hazik?
Ezekiel.
Yeah. He says,
Is that how you pronounce that? We don't want to mispronounce your name, so
I'm gonna call him Huzzy.
Huzzy?
Yeah, he says, Saginaw here. Saginaw, Randy, you do a show in Saginaw.
I did a show last year in Saginaw.
Yeah, Comic-Con in Saginaw.
At the SVRC Marketplace. Yes.
Yeah.
We were going to do it again this year too, but oops.
Yeah, we had to shut down because of had to do it. But you do intend.
Beer bug.
Do you intend to do it again next year?
I hope so.
Good.
I haven't talked to them. I haven't talked to the organizers up there since the pandemic started. So I'm like, I should probably talk to them soon.
Yeah. Joe Cotton is a Nipsey.
Yipsy, all right.
Good old Ypsilanti.
Home original Arrow 1.0 headquarters were in Ypsilanti. The original Arrow comics way back in the late 1980s. Ooh.
Husky as I mean, I spelled it dumb, but I say husky like the dog.
Husky it is.
Yeah.
Awesome, Husky.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening in, bud.
Yeah, up in Saginaw. Up in Saginaw.
Yep, home of Coy's Comics and the bigger comic store up there, Galaxy Comics.
And our first convention girl was from Saginaw.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our first convention reporter was from Saginaw.
Try not to hold that against her too much.
No. She was. Well, everybody wanted to hold her against them was the problem. Anyway, they tried. Like, she's married, guys. Come on, let her loose. But
well, anyway.
Yeah, me first. Yeah.
Moving on.
But yeah, so Randy, a lot of people headed to Tampa in the next couple of days. But Florida's numbers are spiking. Is that a concern? I mean,
BugCon 2020.
BugCon 2020, but the numbers are spiking. Randy, what do you think? Do you think there's a chance they might push the show back again, like last minute, or are they locked in and at this point just do it?
I don't know. I think that it's all up to the whim of whoever's running the state and running the show. So, good on them for trying it. I hope it goes well.
What do you think about the Secret Con that was in Tennessee? Have you heard about that?
Need to tip the cup. Somebody in Tennessee had a Secret Con.
They had a Secret Con.
I had a Secret Con a few years ago. Remember that?
Yeah, you did. And
were you there?
Yeah, I was. I was at the Secret Con.
We told everybody not to tell anybody that we were having a con, and and it was pretty big for a fall show, especially considering we had a cancer walk in the city at the same day, and all of the freaking parking was taken up for a 2-mile radius.
Mm-hmm.
If the streets weren't closed off, all the parking was jammed. So
this Secret Con was a little different.
Great.
This Secret Con was a little different, Randy.
Somebody in their garage?
No. This Secret Con was in a rented space.
Cool.
The promoter made a Facebook, sent the invites out to 150 people only.
Mm-hmm.
Secret group. It was no advertising for the show. Got 150 people in there. Apparently, the pictures have leaked out. There's no mask. They're wall to wall in there. They're packed in like sardines.
Were they really?
Yeah.
How many do they estimate their attendance?
Well, we know 100. Well, we know it went up to 150 people. But those people brought friends.
Mm-hmm.
I know that someone said that the attendance may have been well over 500 at this little small like banquet center place.
I don't know. The Saginaw Con had a couple thousand.
Yeah. And now people are pissed.
That was shoulder to shoulder to shoulder. That's why I'm a little, I don't want to do it this year
Mm-hmm.
because of all of the threats. Even I don't want to do it, and I'm really upset at our governor. But
Yeah. Well, people are pissed. People are pissed. They're like, why would they do that? Only when they can spread the virus. And
why what? Oh, because they're spreading the virus.
they said they were at the secret con and they were.
Let's find out how hard they spread the virus. Then, if it's going to be a petri dish, let's turn it into a science experiment. Let's find out.
So you went to the Comic Con, honey.
It's too late now. If you're infected, you're infected. Here you go.
You got
just keep track.
You got comic virus, huh? They'll change the name.
I got the comic bug anyway. Back when I was a kid.
Yeah, so that is something.
What's more important, a few sneezes or some great comics?
Would you go to a show like that?
I don't know. It all depends upon where it was.
Yeah. Would you been?
Were they having me as a guest?
Yeah.
Was I paying for a table?
No, they said they wanted you to come to would you be a guest?
Dude, I will go anywhere that invites me, and actually, especially if they pay for my airfare.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there. I don't care. Right now, they can do it right now. I'd love to do a Hawaii con.
Yeah.
Caribbean con. You contact me. Let's do the show.
They gotta fly you and the wife down. They can't.
Probably, yeah. The wife, if she can get away from work, yeah. But
they got it.
It's any invitation's a good invitation.
Yeah, they can't just fly you down. You'll come back to a house with no food for you.
It's just nobody invites me to shows because I've been freelancing in alternative comics, and I've been doing Flint comics the last decade. So inside the comic market, there's not a whole lot of people realize who I am.
Joe says I want in on the secret. Yeah.
It would be maybe we should do that again, because I'll bet if I could talk to either one of those, either one of the places I do a convention at, and throw a really quick secret con. We'd have to figure out a great weekend to do it.
Yeah.
Just see who around here just wants to show up.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Joe Cotton says Varian Grant secret.
What do you think? If you
great grandfather.
if you need to contact me, I'm gonna make a banner where they can send me a message.
Okay. Yeah, I think a secret con. I think the reason why they did it is because they knew that they would be harassed for trying to do a con. But now we got cons popping back up. This one in Tampa is going to be a large scale con, Tampa Bay Comic Con. I think that's Imaginarium. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I got people who've messaged me and told me, nope, there's no way it's gonna happen. They're gonna cancel. They're gonna have to. Florida's numbers are spiking. Other people were saying no, they're committed to it. They got to do it. It's something we're gonna know for sure. So let's see what happens. I hope that everyone is safe though when they're there. We got a couple people going there, a couple friends of the show going, so that's important. They stay safe and healthy, so I can harass them daily. Moving on, Randy. Oh, that's right. You're tight.
Go ahead. I can hear you.
You mentioned earlier.
I can move my board over here, so I actually look like I'm still talking. So.
We mentioned earlier that my job. I picked up a new job. That's right. I got more jobs than an Uber driver.
Give me just a second on that.
No problem. And everyone knows that I've been involved in comics in some way or another for years now, with varying degrees of success. RandyGZM@gmail.com.
Yep.
Yeah. Can always reach out to Randy. If you want a table at one of his shows or just to complain to him.
Sure.
He likes complaints.
I can take it.
Yeah. But I've always been,
after all, we are the sup ass boys. So.
Yeah.
And anyway, we've got this to discuss.
Yeah. So everybody knows that I've been a part of
Terraform
comics for a while, and I was brought in by the good folks at Terraform Comics.
They made you an offer you couldn't refuse.
Yeah. Now, I should clear this up. No, I'm not leaving my Last Call Comics imprint. Not leaving Indie Vault.
Not
Um,
Root Beer Press.
not Root Beer Press.
Giving
No,
up Root Beer Press. Giving
nope,
up Indie Comics.
nope. I am
Abandoning WhenWeRiot.com.
nope. Still there.
Still there.
Is this is another venture put on by some people that I truly like and admire, and you know, I was asked to come on and assume a position, and I was actually able to help with some of the very early forming of the company. Luke Stone, as you know, formerly of another company, I'm sure he wants the name. Um,
Oh no, he was on with Brian K. Morris on Never Mind the Furthermore. We need to have Brian on whenever he's not talking on his programs.
yeah, running counter against ours.
Yeah,
What kind of crap is that, Brian?
I have no idea what this country scene here has to do with comics, but it looks pretty anyway.
It's nice and serene.
Looks like a sunset, right?
Yeah, it's nice and serene.
Introducing Terraform Comics LLC, June 17th, 2020. Six leaders with over 100 years experience in publishing, distribution, and marketing, with a clear vision to change the landscape of comics, have combined forces to announce the formation of Terraform Comics LLC. Should we read? Do we need to read more?
What I did was you can keep moving ahead if you want. What I did was I took your experience and added it to mine. Because I know I can always call on you and ask you questions. So
that's half of that 100 right there.
Yeah. I totally boosted my numbers.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
You shouldn't pad your numbers.
No, I got you. So there we go. We got Luke Stone, Rob Anderson, myself, Brian K. Morris, Eric
Luke Stone, who does hybrids.
Yeah, and Meredith Logren, who is the smartest of us all.
And actually does a show called Comics Newbie.
Yeah, she's
because she is brand new to the market.
Yep. So she's a social media manager over there, and I heard it the other day that
Eric Hodson, obviously art director and hairstylist.
Yeah, he's I don't let him do my hair anymore.
Brian K. Morris, liaison and Doctor Who fan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Isaac Asimov, fanatic as well.
Luke Stone is the editor. Of course, he brought everybody together. It was Luke's idea.
He's the one there looking distant, philosophically off in the distance.
Well, Luke's had to deal with all of it, so he's lost his love. He's had to deal with all of us. Lost his smile.
Has he?
Yeah, he had to deal with all of us for weeks now. So,
Anderson.
Yep.
Good thing he's not in charge of spelling. He's in charge of logistics.
Yeah, that's sin in his name. So that's the go. We're gonna change it.
and there you are going. Don't take my picture. Don't dare take my picture.
Yeah, that was a picture that they got in my face, but which is fine. I like that one. But
and you're in charge of distribution.
Getting the comics to different places. I'm gonna be doing a lot of other stuff, and we're all wearing a lot of different hats.
You're going to have to get a Terraform Comics van. So that you can drive to different shops and drop off the bundles of books.
I want it with all type of little accoutrements on it, like a front scoop and a couple other things. So I don't have to stop. I can just...
Did they put you in charge of distribution because of your vast experience as Liberty distributors?
No. I was actually put in charge of distribution. Because I know a lot of store owners doing all the traveling.
They took tags and names and stick them in two different hats and shook them real hard.
I wish that'd have been a lot easier. I was really
Varian, you get distribution.
I was really, really hoping to get editor in chief. So I could, coast on everyone else's hard work.
I noticed there's only one editor there. There's not an editor in chief. There's not an EIC.
Yeah, listen, that's the position I'll be taking. Don't worry about that.
Is it you're inheriting that position?
It's gonna happen. Listen, my idea is to do the least amount of work and get the highest amount of praise possible.
At least you're not already listed as senior editor. Because those jobs come and go in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I don't.
Poof, or a bug or a beer bug or whatever, right?
But I think that
So that you can call everybody and go, pencils down. Put the
now,
pencils down.
I would have sent nasty emails. No, what
Oh,
my
is that
thing.
what it is?
What
Okay,
this
that
is.
must be it.
What this is
You can tell I'm old. I said call, didn't I? I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Just text everyone and say pencils down.
it is at this point 95% creator owned works.
95%.
95% creator owned works. I
What's
think
the
the
other 5%
company.
then?
I think the company maybe uh, it's very much based around a um, a modified image model. Whereas it's all creator owned comics. It is very and some of these comics are some of them were submitted. We did do an open call for some submissions. I believe that now that open call has been that's funny. That's my old that open call. Now I'm not sure if the open call is still there, but you still can submit. But there is a now there's not that quick of a response that you would have gotten now. Work is going on. Work is already starting on new comics. Because people have submitted some quality stuff to us. So we are looking into that. Mr. Eric Hodson is looking over some of that stuff right now along with Luke. And
Because
I'm
Eric
excited.
Hodson is the art director.
That's right. Eric's a pain to deal with, pain to work with. I don't know if you ever worked with Eric. He's a pain to travel with, pain to work with, and I don't like him very much now. Eric's a good guy.
Should we send him an invitation to come into the show and explain why he's such a pain?
I'm not sure if he's awake. You can
Probably
send him
not.
one, yeah. But
Probably
Eric, if
not.
you're out there, you're welcome to come in.
Not a whole lot of people are awake this morning anyway. What's our number? What's our radio number?
Indie Road radio
Talk about
numbers.
people that are awake.
Yeah, 11,204.
We don't seem to have a lot of people in the chat
Yeah.
right now, or very many likes. So make sure you hit that like button if you're wherever you're watching us.
Michael Owens said, "Ooh, I hear a morning show." Yeah, there we go. Wow, Michael Owens in the chat hanging out.
His favorite morning show. You spelled morning wrong. No, just kidding. That's early morning.
I'm excited to get some books out, and
any books that are yours.
Yeah.
Exciting to get out.
No, I'm excited to help people.
It's been years.
I'm excited to help some people get their books out that want to chase the comic book journey.
Many years. Since you've worked on a book.
Yeah. No, it's been about 2 days since I worked on a book. That was mine. Now mine is
not a printed book.
No. Well, it hasn't been printed yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Terraform is printing books, and I
swear. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have
They celebrated their opening yesterday. They made the big public announcements, send press releases out to everybody, and that's why you've seen them covered so much in on sites like Bleeding Cool and Newsarama and all. The coverage has been immense.
They won't cover us. They don't. We don't have we don't have a $1 million. Yeah, we don't have a Bleeding Cool doesn't care about this comic industry. We care about tearing it down.
What? No.
Yeah.
No. All those wonderful articles on Bleeding Cool, so positive and full and filled with ads. No positivity. Jammed with ads.
Yeah, jammed with just a bunch of
No, do you think they'll ever carry the press release that Terraform Comics is coming?
No, they'll never carry it. Bleeding Cool, no, they will carry
Bleeding Fool, maybe bounding into comics.
Bounding may carry. I tell you what, though.
How is this? Is it on Indie Volt yet?
No, I didn't put on Indie Volt yet. But
then it doesn't exist.
It is there. It is there. It isn't live yet. I was waiting till noon today to make it live. So.
You were waiting until the day after their birthday in order to
That's
announce.
Right. That's right. Okay. Gotta wait a day after.
I'm sorry to rub that in. I don't mean to turn that into a bit or nothing. And I understand that you are busy and you have a lot going on.
Well, so. The other thing is this. Here's the other thing. The reason why I waited a whole day is because I have to at some point.
It just doesn't seem real. You have to accept the fact that this is real.
No. I have to at some point understand that if I have to run, and I've caught this a bit of flack. If you look at indievolt.com, you will notice a lack of coverage for Last Call Comics as well, which is a company that I co-founded with.
I just thought it was your humility.
Well, I didn't want to push my own stuff amongst ahead of others.
I don't mean to sound mean here, but if you talk about Terraform Comics, so far you're not pushing your own stuff.
Yeah, well, it's other people's stuff that I'm involved in, and I felt like
Gotcha.
if I do that, people say, "Oh, of course you talked about that." So there's normally a lack of me pushing content that I'm involved in because I didn't want someone to come to me and say, "Oh, you're pushing that because you're involved." Rob called the same flack early on, so I watched him spiral through it, and I said, "I'm not doing that." So if you even look at indievote.com and type in "last call," you'll find very few articles of anything related to that I'm directly related to. But Michael Oden says, "I see you are announcing Terraform. I'm looking at your project," and you can reach out. It's really simple. Reach out and I'll, I mean, I think everybody's been most of these people, with the exception of Meredith and Brian, have been on IndieVolt. Meredith is ducking and dodging me. No, she's not. She just hasn't. We're very busy.
Meredith really needs to come on, not just this program, but also Geekgasm.
Yeah,
Because I think it would be, her experience, because she does a radio program called the Comics Noob. I'm sure I said that already, but I've been on her program, and she's asking the important beginning questions.
Yeah.
How does this work? How does that work? And it's questions that not everybody assumes everybody in the business already knows. And it would be really cool to have her on to get her perspective because she is such a noob to the business.
Yeah. And it's weird how quick she's learning. I mean, just soaking stuff up like a sponge. And
well, it's not difficult to understand. There are just certain parts of the business you have to completely check any sense of logic. That's all.
Well, the interesting thing about Meredith too
and roll with it.
Is that even when you tell her something, the cool thing is she will go out and she will still question it, and she will go out and get more information and then develop her opinion of it, which is great. It's a great quality to have. She just isn't just, "Hey Meredith, this is this and this is how it's going to go."
Yeah.
She goes out and she finds out why it has to go that way, which is, again,
she's asking the foundation questions that everybody should really know, and not everybody does. We use our platform here as much as possible to educate people.
Yeah.
As well, because you can't assume everybody knows everything.
Yeah. Michael Owens
about this business.
He already has. Yes, I'm excited for what we can do. He
already has. He says he can hook you guys up at comicbook.com, and he's already done that.
Reach out to Mr. Luke because he's handling a lot of that, and I'm pretty sure he'll be happy to receive any hookups that he possibly can.
I listened to the Nevermind the Furthermore broadcast yesterday that Luke was on, and it sounded like he's pretty much running the at the forefront.
Yeah.
Of the company.
Again, make me look good. That's all I'm saying. Make me look good, and I'll stick around.
That's why you're pointing your finger out on the website.
That's right. Make me look good.
Better make me look good.
Yeah. I'm sitting back, man. I'm hanging out, but I'm excited to see what we can do and what we can actually achieve all together. I'm used to being like a 2-person operation, where me and my wife are normally running around like chickens over heads cut off. So it's interesting to have a wide team of people. Randy, when you did Arrow, it was a lot of you guys. Well, not a lot, but it was, how many of you was it?
With the first one, it was a group of us. I was art director. Ralph and Stu were handling the main logistics, and then everybody was doing their own books. But the 3.0 Arrow that I ran for, I don't know, 96 to 2003, I believe, it was mostly me and Scott Moore. Scott Moore was running as publisher and Diamond liaison because I got tired of taking the phone, and at the time the phones had cords, and banging them on the counter and going, "That's not how business is supposed to work." So Scott was in charge of handling Diamond, and I was pretty much running everything else. So.
Yeah,
and paced up production, and that's why a lot of my stuff ended up being late, as I was always patching stuff up or doing production work here or there, or always putting off the books I was working on in order to get everybody else's books out there to into the market.
You mentioned earlier, you said, well, you got Root Beer Press. And I'm like, Root Beer Press is last call light. Oh, his last call junior. That's all.
Who, what?
So that you mentioned Root Beer Press earlier, and I said, well,
Uh-huh.
Root Beer Press is just last call junior. So I really don't even count that. but the thing was,
That's a subsidiary of Last Call Comics.
yeah, it's weird because he got
It hasn't. They need to put out more books.
Indie Vault, got last call, got uh, it's so much stuff to do, and we have so many different. I mean, I really do beat, like you said, beat the phone. I think I tossed a few cell phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tossed a few cell phones. One second, let me hear something. One second. One second.
I've had to replace a phone before. Damn it. Happens. Especially when you're dealing with so-called comics business people, industry people, mainstream. Anyway, Varian is currently giving instructions on how he likes his breakfast, and the fact that he needs another monster drink off microphone. So I need to vape here for a little bit. We can go through that site, that Terraform site. Anybody who wants to come in, jump into the chat, ask for a link. We'll be more than happy to give that to you. We'd love to talk to you this morning, especially if you're part of this wonderful new Terraform Comics LLC. So if not, we need to have a group of these people on in order to introduce you to the different projects. The projects that coming from Terraform Comics, as you can see there, is Rob Anderson's Cat Dad and Supermom has been announced. Dinosaur Man, which I thought was the dreaded dinosaur from Eric Hodson. Hybrids from Luke Stone, and Scarlet Trace, which I believe Brian K. Morris is writing and Luke Stone is penciling. So
I'm back.
We're looking forward to seeing all of those projects come out.
Yeah, the Red Dinosaur. That's one shot, I believe. One shot from Eric.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
it's not Dreaded Dinosaur. It's Dinosaur Man.
Yeah, it's Dreaded Dinosaur Man, but yeah, it's called Dinosaur Man. And the Wrath of Z-Quid, which is something that
a great one shot. Yeah,
we're he's working on that. That is I don't have a release date on that. I don't. Cat Dad and Supermom though is I'm waiting for my copies. They haven't gotten here yet.
I know he's shipping them if he hasn't already shipped them out. So
yeah,
might take a few more extra days thanks to the wonderful delivery service lately from the pandemic.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that I did though, and I haven't told him yet, and I keep meaning to reach out and let him know. I did get packages from Rob. I didn't get Cat and Supermom yet, but I got some of his other work, which I've always joked with Rob about that I don't have any of his comics. I know them all, and he sent me various PDFs, but I don't have any printed work from him. And so he sent me over a couple of the Advocator Presents books, which is what Rob does when he puts together almost an anthology. This one was kind of cool because it had a cosplay crossover in it with Into the Suck from Image, Barbara Unleashed and Man.
Wait a minute. Into the Suck?
Yeah. Into the Suck from Image. Buddy of mine put that out, Keith Thomas, who passed away a couple years ago. And I think they were on issue 2 or 3 when he passed.
It was an Image title?
Yeah, it was on Image, Into the Suck. Keith had he really liked that book. He really put a lot of work into that book. I'm not sure if let me see if it's still over on Image or if they moved it. 1 second. They may have moved it. Let's see.
Yeah, we can probably remove that now. Let's
see. Into the Suck. I'm not sure if it's still over on Image, but I have a. Let me see here.
Heroinberg, is that what that is? Good morning, folks. Terraform Comics looks like it will be great.
Heroinberg, they've been on the show before.
This week we shipped books to Georgia, Kentucky, and Israel. Awesome. And another 10 to a local store that has sold them out thrice, not twice, thrice.
I hope that the
Don't wait for anyone to do things for you. Do it yourself.
I hope that the Israel book came from you guys being on IndieVolt, YouTube, that global reach that we have. I hope that happened for you guys, because I always say, don't blame us if you get called or ship your book out of the country.
Because we have listeners from all over the world. What's our current radio number?
Right now we're up to 22,000. Just
22,000. We appreciate all of you. What?
But yeah, so I got that. I got the Advocator Presents.
What country is listening the most?
Right now we are big in Paris. So
big in France?
Yeah, big in
Paris. Paris is not a country, man.
Yeah, well, yeah. For some reason it'll list France and it'll list Paris separately. Huh. I don't know why. I don't know why it does that.
Must be the way that they're the way they gather their statistics.
But they have started adding cities in now.
Oh, have they? Cool.
Yeah, they started adding cities. So I guess
I keep telling you need to take a screenshot of those numbers so that you can post them on Facebook and go, ha, we got numbers.
I have. The problem is they redid the page layout. And I guess everyone's time to update. If you guys don't know, StreamYard did some updates recently.
I just went through a freaking update for Edge.
And so the radio, our radio broadcasting software,
my stuff better work. Yeah,
they did an update, and now what I like to call sensitive information is right there where the numbers are. So I'd have to black out a lot. I'd have to redact.
That shouldn't be too difficult to redact.
No, it's not. It's just going to be a couple.
You really need to start posting that, because we've got people out there who don't realize our full reach.
What I've done is I have screenshotted quite a bit of it. I've saved it to my cloud, because I got this now. When I screenshots, I think it saves it to a cloud.
Especially since nobody there wants to subscribe to YouTube, where if we were to get IndieVolt up over 1,000 subscribers, we might actually be able to get YouTube to pay us to do this, which would be nice. Yes, and then we can worry about saying the right things so that we don't get demonetized.
Yeah, the thing was, with the numbers that I've been screenshotting, another reason why I was screenshotting them is so that I can put them together almost in an advertiser's packet that I can give to people and say, hey, here's our numbers, take a look at those. You'll see our reach, from this particular point to this, see how it's grown.
That's great for potential advertisers, but we really need to start driving that point home on the social medias. And going, look at this number, and compare it to your other sites. You really need to advertise with us.
Yeah.
We have a much farther reach than everybody out there. I mean, we're getting higher numbers than Comic Book Pro Secrets as far as viewership goes.
Well, listenership.
Which means we should have that Ethan on instead of constantly. We've got a direct link to his main office. The problem is he's never there, even when he's there.
Yeah,
look there. Yeah. All we get is his damn chair.
Yeah, it's.
I think he's got it set up for a constant feed or something. Drives us crazy. Yeah. We'd love to have him on the show too, but
how come you don't give him
get larger listeners?
How come you don't give him hell for having a Monster Energy can?
Who what?
How come you don't give him hell for having a Monster Energy can?
He's never on here so that we can talk to him about it. Him and his crazy monster addiction.
Yeah, here's and they called us monsters. Now I never realized how big this book was until I got it. But it was really funny because my kid was looking at it and he said,
"Standards and practices."
He says, "Daddy, is that Trump?" What do you think?
It sure does look like him.
I said, no. There's some Barbara Unleashed action back there. So yeah.
Mr. Michael Oden is asking to come on. Is it all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
I imagine it's okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the comments right now.
There we go, Oden.
I'm actually over in the brand.
He sent me a PM. So
okay.
He might not be on those comments. Nope.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody in the chat room, wake up. Talk to us. What's going on? We know you're there. We can see the numbers. Come on. And if you're on listening to us on the radio, don't be afraid to you can contact us during the show. You check your email during the show?
Me?
Varian? Yeah.
I check IndieVolt's email during the show.
That would be IndieVolt Live at IndieVolt.com.
Yep.
Says I include IndieVolt Live in the subject, and please keep those emails to 90 words or less. So you don't have to do that right now if you want to, but you probably need to if you want to, craft an email for us to read on the air. Ask us a question or anything like that. That's what we're here for. We're here for you.
Mm-hmm. Had an interesting question last night with some people that were on the show.
Joining us now is Michael Oden, the creator of Elysian Fields.
What's up, guys? How are we doing?
You can tell it's morning where you're at. The sun's shining through your window.
Yeah.
Yes, something like that.
That, and it looks like you still need a little coffee. So.
Yeah. Just a little bit. Got a haircut.
Do you need to go get that and lower your shade?
You know what? I can actually lower the shade here.
Shade. Watch.
Well, at least you're not in your basement like some people.
That whole shade.
Yeah, I don't really have one of those.
I can just pull it down. Just it'll be great for Fail Army.
Yeah, no, not doing that. We're renting this place.
Yeah.
So, come on. While we have technical difficulties over here.
Well, no reflection on your landlord, but that could be a cheap shade.
While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to turn off my my camera real quick, so that way I don't blind people.
I think I see a small child to the left there.
Yep, James is hanging out with us too.
Yeah, you should remove the duct tape also before you come back on the air.
This duct tape.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I missed
the duct tape across the child's mouth.
I just thought about that, Randy. You said that some people in their basements, and I thought about it.
You didn't see my face? You didn't
There it is. That's the whole wonderful one.
You can't tell I'm not in my basement at all. I'm gonna get a green screen. Didn't you? I got to figure out how to get one of those so I can. Want to be like what's his face, Roe from War Campaign, where you have this Max Headroom design floating around behind you the whole time. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, exactly.
That is the Advocator Presents.
Anyway,
and there's a book in here.
Get here. We got Mike's mic on. It sounds like he's really fighting with that shade. Now he's got 3 windows open.
I don't have a choice. Down. Oh man,
damn shade just fell. Now you know why. What's his face? Mike Post whatever hangs this big heavy sheet over in front of his window.
Oh God.
So everybody asks him. It's a red velvet sheet too. So everybody asks him if he's on Twin Peaks. But you were the one that wanted to come on, buddy.
I did, and I didn't realize I was gonna have like this massive glare in the back. It's like, well, I'm coming from the gates of heaven here, guys.
Yeah.
Super bright.
Yeah.
James, you want to come say hi to people? No. Okay. That's unfair.
That's all right. We're ugly monsters anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, he's smart. He's like, I'm not going on camera over there.
He's like that would require me to part from my morning cartoons, Dad.
Yeah.
Oh no. Boy.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't. Mine won't come on camera.
Cartoon infusion.
Mine won't come on camera. He tells me all the time, I'm not going on camera for what? Are you gonna pay me? He asked me, am I going to pay him? I'm like, no. The other day he told me, he said, I have.
I don't even get paid to go on the radio. Yeah. Why would I pay you?
The other day he told me, he said, I have $19 saved up. I'm like, really?
Ka-ching, son, ka-ching.
Yeah. I'm like, really? Where is it? Where do you keep it?
Yeah, where is it? We're going to Burger King. Come on.
Yeah. I had a big payday today, so I was able to go back a whole bunch of books that I've been meaning to.
I was going to say, and now you have $19 too, right?
Yeah. No, I have 19 big ones. We got to do some crazy things with it.
Crazy stuff. We got to say hello to Ronald.
Kino Subway.
We haven't seen him in months. Yeah, Kino Subway. Good morning, everyone.
Tribe says, Mike Jr., I'm not going to Indie Vote. I have standards. That's what
Chico, you hang out with us all the time.
Yeah. He's like,
I'm not going on any show with less than 100,000 listeners.
that kid's smart. He's like, I'm not going on that show. I know what they do. I've heard their talks. That's it. So Randy, should we get into the?
Do we need to?
Should we get into? I guess we mentioned it. We don't have to show it because now.
Do we have to show it?
Indie Vault project with Randy.
What?
Have you guys announced the big upcoming Indie Vault show with Randy that we talked about here on Wednesday?
No.
Not yet. Yeah. we will soon. We will soon.
Man, I am excited for that. Let me tell you.
I got to get a green screen here so that we can get the proper background working. So the spinner rack's not quite going to make it.
Yeah, Randy. The spinner rack can be a part of it.
I'd be like, I think it just adds to the atmosphere of it.
We need to incorporate Viking Yoda too.
Yeah.
So. He's currently hiding behind the TVMA DLSV sign, where the V stands for whatever.
Well, Randy, recently, this is for the SNR.
And he's looking over my shoulder now.
For the SNR.
Disapprovingly, I may add.
For the SNR, recently a list came out.
S stands for shh.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the one that Rob posted up where it was like the persona non grata of the industry?
I've seen a couple of lists like that lately that have sprung up where it's all like, who are these guys?
Yeah, there's a list that's gone around where people, not just because there's a woman on the list, so not just women to come forward, but the man has come forward at least in one case.
Personally, I don't think we should show the list.
No, I'm not going to show the list. I'm not going to bring it up.
I mean, we can talk about the list because I still say that we don't know what everybody's done there. I don't even recognize all of the names. Well, and in fact, you had to tell me who a couple of those. You had to tell me who a couple of those people were. So I was like, "Who's that person?"
Yeah.
You know? And then you pointed out there's a woman on the list.
Yeah.
Okay.
And boy, oh boy, that we had comments about that. But the list is
surprise, shock,
people
awe.
Who have made
shock and awe,
who've made some people say sexual unwanted sexual advances toward their colleagues or fan base.
Welcome to a mostly misogynistic industry, especially 10, 15 years ago. The thing is a lot of us have learned, and a lot of us are mature. The majority of comic people are mature individuals. It's just that some of these people who end up on that list who don't want to know better, some of them genuinely need to be called out. I'll give you that. Some of it does, but you can't pile in a group of people together and say, those are the real naughty ones.
Mm-hmm. One of the high-profile names on the list was Warren Ellis.
Because some of these people are genuinely...
Warren Ellis got put up there.
Yes, he did.
And they're making his name is, I think, been pushed to the forefront. Like, look what Warren's done. And,
he's almost the largest name on the list.
Very good.
Depending upon your perspective.
I hadn't seen his name on the list.
You must not have seen the right list.
One small list that Rob had posted up.
Yeah.
No, this was a long list. We're talking 15 or so names.
Yeah.
I said that I grabbed that 15 number, out of thin air.
Yeah, there was quite a few people that were on that list, and I feel like some of these people may not be able to recover from it.
Let's be honest, some of those people shouldn't recover from it.
Yeah.
They quietly need to go away. Actually, they quietly need to go into counseling really hardcore. That's what they need to do. And then maybe come back in 3 or 4 years.
And this was for people doing like harassment stuff in the industry, correct?
I don't know the fine details on the majority of those people. One person I know for sure is currently doing time.
Yeah. Okay.
For the transgressions.
There was a lot.
Which means they've gone away and they'll be back in 3 to 5 years or whatever.
There's been a lot of accusations of grooming. They keep calling it grooming.
Grooming?
Grooming young girls to be sexual partners with them later.
Hey, baby, I can get you into comics. Hey, baby, have I told you I'm having a rough marriage? Hey, baby, my wife doesn't mind.
I seen one, and the artist admitted. He said, "Well, I first met her when she was 14, and but we didn't have sex until she was 21."
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like, but
It's disgusting.
He admitted to lusting after her when she was 14, and it's like, whoa,
It's gross.
stop.
Well, now, I don't want to defend that stance.
Yeah.
But some 14-year-olds look like they're 21.
Well, I mean, either thing, she looked like she was 21. It's like, well, I found out how old she actually is.
And maybe it should be to that person's credit to go, oh, you're only 14. Come back to me when you're at least 18 or 21. Come on.
I think in his situation, I use their wording, he groomed her until she was
that's different.
of proper age.
Yeah.
Which
That's just that's absolutely
great balls of fire, as they say. Yes.
Like that's genuinely disgusting.
Yeah, I think that's like, I have a problem with that because I've dated women who had kids now, and some of them, it's like they walk, you see them, and you look at their Facebook or whatever, and their children are grown to be full on adults.
Yeah,
like, oh, look at this. I used to carry that kid around.
Oh yeah.
And now it's a whole ass adult. But
yeah,
it's not like, hey,
I had that happen on Facebook just last week. Somebody popped up a picture of them in a bikini, and I'm like going, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, you're 8.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
Hold on one second here.
No, you're 22 now, but I knew you back when you were 8. And oh, wait, no.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to see this.
I don't need to see that.
Yeah. It's like you are gonna be this little girl begging me for my my pretzels from Auntie Anne's in the mall, and I'm like, I just gave you 3. Here, eat the rest when your mother comes back. That's gonna be me, and I do not, I don't condone those actions. But I'll tell you this: that list, and it's growing. It's
well,
growing.
There's a lot of accusations that can very easily fly too. That'll end people up on that list, and they might not. Like I said, you can't run lists like that because certain people have done very egregious behavior. The groomers list, yeah. Some people have done very egregious behaviors, and some people have done 1 or 2 things, realized it was wrong, and have gone on. And nobody, especially in this business, is perfect. Nobody.
Not at all.
We could all be called up in any entertainment business. You can always go back on their twits or whatever and find, look at the crap the CW people are currently going over. There seems to be a group out there dedicated to tearing apart actors.
Well, like this is
right now by going back 10, 12, 15, 20 years and going, that wasn't right.
And it's crazy because obviously, I've seen I know exactly who you're talking about. Is the guy that played Elongated Man.
Oh, it's been a couple of them now.
Yeah, and it happened to James Gunn too.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the things that both Gunn and that guy had posted that got them fired were terrible things.
Yes, but if you were to ask them today,
if that was who they were, it would obviously not be that reflection. And so, the one thing, and the guy with Elongated Man is a little less, I feel a little less sympathy for it because those tweets were from 2.5, 3 years ago.
Were they? I thought they were back from 2003, 2004.
They were from right before he got his role.
Okay.
I think some of them may have been older than that, Michael.
And again,
I know one of them was from only 3 years ago.
Yeah,
and again, from both of those people, they're coming from a standpoint of comedy. These both Gunn and I don't honestly remember his name.
James Gunn is definitely the bigger name.
We're both comedians, and they posted those twits in order to be funny.
Yeah, no,
thinking
absolutely.
that they were funny.
And you look at my big defense like James Gunn was like, obviously, is like, in today's environment, this obviously wouldn't fly.
Yeah.
You have to think of like the internet humor that was going on back in like 2010, where like pedo bear was an actively big thing. And so you had like, that's not to condone the things that Gunn did, but it was also a different time. People had different senses of humor. People found that stuff hilarious.
Yep.
And nowadays, we've had so much craziness happen in the past like 5-10 years that a lot of culture has shifted against that kind of humor. And like,
hopefully also we've gotten a little bit more empathetic to other people's cultures and feelings. So
it was a point where being a provocateur was very popular.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there were people out there that made.
Ricky Gervais has made his entire career off of that.
Yeah,
he's just made his entire career off of being an ass.
But would somebody like a Dennis Miller or a George Carlin make it today? No, you don't see those. Well, George Carlin, God rest his soul, isn't on this earth anymore. But
I think
a lot of those people have calmed down on their look. When was the last time you heard Idiot had Mahar or Bill Maher?
I think that
he was the same. He tried to do the same kind of humor.
I think Dave Chappelle may be the last holdout. Dave Chappelle may be the last holdout.
Dave Chappelle is one of like the most talented comedians that there is, and he can afford being that kind of level of an asshole. Yep. And he still is. His specials still sell out, even though there are people that are actively trying to get him canceled because of the joke he says.
You know something about Dave though that I've realized, and I think that is.
Dave kind of canceled himself out though when he walked away from the Chappelle show.
Well, there was that before.
There was some stuff behind the scenes on that. Yeah,
but you don't see Louis C.K. running around anymore.
Well, no. I've realized something about Dave though in his comedy. It's kind of like the horror movie idea. Like say that word now, horror.
Horror. But back during the early days of comedy, that's why they had the cat skills. That's why you have nightclubs, as adults can go in and enjoy adult entertainment of people talking about adult things.
Yeah. But you ever notice how often Dave will say something and let you fill in the rest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Without ever saying anything. And it's like that old horror movie idea, that trope where what your brain fills in happen to the person is a lot worse than what we can actually put on the screen.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you figure out what happened. Yeah, I'm gonna show you that bus. I'm gonna show you that bus careening down on this character, and then I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna cut away to the person, their friend screaming, covered in blood, and your mind will fill in the rest. And it's worse than anything I could put on screen. And I noticed some of Dave's comedy. He doesn't even have to finish the joke. He can say something, and your brain will instantly jump in there and finish it out. And think, oh, that's that. But you can't blame him for it because he didn't say it. and it's really unique and really kind of cool. It's actually I try it here at home, and I get dirty looks from my wife when I do it. Ralph says a big difference between 14, 20, and 30 through experience, both mentally and emotionally and legally when the 14 is involved. Yeah, I mean, look, Randy, what is this grooming bit? I mean, why does it seem to keep coming up in comics? These guys, these young fans
in comics, because there's been pop stars that have done it too.
It's the evolution away from the perceived misogyny that has run through this industry for 30 years. And we're slowly getting away from that. And in that process, you've got guys, predators taking advantage, going, hey, little girl, you want to learn how to do comics? I can show you how to do comics. Ha, ha, ha. Instead of actually using their talent, suddenly, this guy is skirt chasing.
Yeah, and that's been a whole thing in any part of the creative industry for years. Like Harvey Weinstein's finally getting what was coming to him,
and all of the entertainment industries have a level of this. That's where the casting couch comes from.
Exactly, and so that's the whole thing is that my dad was considerably older. It was it's crazy because people are coming out about this now, but this was common knowledge to most people. It was a kind of like it was an unspoken thing that this is what these people kind of did to get where they wanted to go. And that's not to give it to give it a pass or anything, but like this has been an acknowledged part that people like joke about.
There he is.
We see you.
Yeah,
we
he finally made an appearance.
Might as well wave. Hello.
There he is.
Hello.
He's finally come. He came for the juice. He didn't come for.
What are you doing, buddy? You trying to get at this?
Let's see how wet we can make Daddy.
Yeah, I knew it. I like that T-Rex shirt on. T-Rex on a skateboard.
Yeah. He's a very stylish kid.
Yeah. He just came for that. he heard we're talking about. He heard we're talking about important things, so he decided to drop in and.
And he's gone.
Yeah,
he's off on an adventure.
I do think that.
What's our radio number now?
Radio number right now is 1 second. I have to bring it up. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oops.
Our radio number now is oops.
Oops. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are. Yeah, we're sitting at 2472.
2472.
Yeah, those. Yeah. So
24,000.
72. Yeah.
72.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
We appreciate each and every one of you listening in.
I think that when it comes to this business, I mean, look, we've got, and someone wrote this in a while ago, and I guess I can bring it back up now. You remember the person who wrote in, Randy, said, when are we going to blame? And are we victim blaming? But we're going to blame some of the people who have been harassed, who decide to try to take shortcuts in the industry rather than come in and, showcase their talents by getting tables, by putting out a comic, by writing, putting out their stories. Why did some of these people, and he was talking about the females, remember? I don't know if you remember that email. He said females are coming in the industry and they don't want to do the work. They don't want to put in the time. So they figure, the quickest way in is under this guy.
So I guess my
yes, that's very true.
And I see where that person's coming from, and I do think that there are definitely a group of people that are very much like that and recognize. But I think that it has been far more from what I have seen, and this I could be completely dead wrong about this, and I'm willing to own that. But from what I have seen, it is far more likely that you have someone that's in that position of power that recognizes the authority that comes with them giving someone recognition, and take advantage of that and be a predatory person and notice, I think this person's cute, and so I'll groom them, and I'll be like, and I'll start throwing them little breadcrumbs to follow, and then when they make it big, I'll cash in my check, kind of deal.
I want to take the time to tell everyone I was groomed by my wife. No. When she met me, I didn't know this, but she liked me, and she actually would call. And I realized how creepy that is now. She would call me, and she was.
This was back when you were 14.
No. I was a young guy. I was nice and young looking, and she decided she was going to sink her teeth into me. She's back there on the couch at 9 right now. She's probably talking to her world. I was nice and young.
He's waiting for the shoe.
Oh, you know what's funny? What's funny is that I feel dirty sometimes because my wife is 8 years younger than me. And I realize that when I'm talking to her sometimes, I'll be like, "You remember this?" And she's like, "No." Yeah. And I'm like, "You don't remember?" No. I finally found this nice medium where we can meet at, which is in terms we're talking about cartoons.
Teletubbies.
Which is it's not Teletubbies. Yeah, it's kind of like Teletubbies. You remember Teletubbies, right? Yeah, she used to watch Teletubbies. See? No, it's a nice medium between Mummies Alive and Spider Riders. We can kind of. I was a bit.
Oh God, Mummies Alive. Ooh.
Yeah.
That was after my time.
Yeah, I can remember Mummies Alive, and she can too. So we can meet there. But if I start going back before that, she's like, Well, yeah, but see, they were hand me downs.
So, oh man,
when I realized that, the fact of the matter is this: when I realized that when Star Wars came out, my wife's mother was 7. So I'm like, oh my god.
James, please get down from the table.
I'm really old.
Randy, did you ride to see Star Wars, or were you still a kid?
James, get down from the table, please.
Eric Hodgson's over his house, apparently on the table.
You want my Star Wars story? I can give you my Star Wars. I read the reviews. There's this movie coming out, Star Wars. I was a big science fiction fan. I was in high school. It was my senior year of high school.
Oh no,
that's what it was. I was working because my junior and senior year in high school was really crazy. I couldn't sit still for nothing. I ended up graduating with a 3.9. Mm-hmm. But the reason for that was because I was spending only 3 hours at high school, spending 3 hours at Skill Center for commercial art, which is a technical school, and then spending 3 hours working at a hardware store during my junior and senior year.
Yeah, okay.
So I had spendable income, and it also kept me out of the house and away from the parents as much as possible.
Hey.
I was raised in a very restrictive religion, so getting away from that as much as possible. I had to work Saturdays, so I couldn't go out and literally preach the word from door to door. And I was working evenings. Most of the time I was tired and, couldn't quite go to church all the time. It came in handy. But anyway, I'm there reading the paper, and here's a good popcorn movie for you to go see. It's a lighthearted, romp kind of thing. And Jaws had come out the year before. I wasn't that crazy about I didn't appreciate Jaws back then. Mm-hmm. And they had lines around the block. So I said, well, I'm going to get there early. So I drove right from high school, took the day off of work, drove from high school to on the Friday that it opened to the Eastland Mall up here. It stood in line, and there was a line. And I'm like, that's like Jaws, summer blockbuster thing. I guess it's standing line. Bought a big tub of popcorn, right? Went in, sat down. I knew, and I was familiar with Flash Gordon. I hadn't seen a lot of it as far as the serials go. And this was long before all of those other movies had come out. And the first minute that the Star Destroyer comes rolling in over top, my jaw was on the floor, and the whole theater was crowded. And there's very few audiences that I've sat in and watching a movie that was so responsive and so just into the film, even though. You go back and you look at it now, and the characterization's very cardboard. The setup on it is very, we're so jaded as far as that kind of material goes that a lot of the early, especially New Hope Star Wars, is a little slow in parts.
I was about to say
not back then. Yeah, everybody was just into this film, just totally laughing outrageously at the funny parts, scared to death at the real, And when Luke was going for that portal, we were all sitting there, come on. The guy behind me, when the Death Star blew up, jumped out of his chair so much that it actually brought me out of the film. He stood up and went, yeah, and everybody was applauding and cheering. The Death Star blew up, all those people are dead, yay! That I was like, holy crap, dude. And then I looked down, and I had a whole tub of popcorn still sitting there that I had bought for the movie that I didn't even touch once because my jaw was on the floor so much and my eyes were so big staring at that, because nobody had ever done anything like that to that level up to that point, except for, maybe 2001, which you couldn't stay awake through.
Yeah.
That's the only film that you can remotely associate close to that level of what they accomplished. And it blew everybody's mind. And you've never seen any type of fanatical reaction comparable to that sense.
2001 fixes insomnia. I guarantee you.
It took me 4 times to actually sit through the movie because I kept falling asleep.
Maybe I'll watch it in parts.
But that Batman was kind of the Michael Keaton Batman was kind of the same way. There was that much fanaticism about it because it was so mind blowing.
There have been a few ones that have, I think, come to the ones that I remember are, because I am considerably younger than you gentlemen. I remember having a similar kind of deal with that with not The Fellowship, but Return of the King, seeing that in the theaters.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. Matrix is the same way. We were keeping
even-
count. We were comparing to each other how many times we went back and saw that movie. I mean, Star Wars.
Even I'd say the last two Avengers movies, Infinity War and Endgame. Oh man, I remember watching Infinity War, and the coolest part about that movie, seeing it in theaters, was how silent the theater was at the very end.
Oh, that does not match. I'm telling you, when Empire came out, I
don't doubt it.
I had read the Williamson adaptation that Marvel had done of Empire, so I knew how the story went. So at the end, where they're all standing there, Han's been frozen, and they're standing there, and the camera starts pulling back. That the first time I went to see it, and I saw it opening night, I went, and that's how it ends. And then the credits went up, and the outcry in the theater was incredible. Just angry. Just what the fuck?
I don't doubt it. I remember like that was I would say that's probably my, because I did equate like Infinity War to like a modern era Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
That I wrote for it, because like literally you could hear a pin drop. Every single person was like clenching to their chairs, praying that the movie wasn't over.
The thing was, there was a huge difference, because Infinity War to me was so much more depressing, because you were seeing these people just disintegrate into nothing. You're going, that's not really happening. That's not really happening. And it was really happening. I had people, I had semi-comics fans calling me after they went to see the movie. Just screaming, what the fuck? You never told me how this movie ended. God damn it.
What I was genius about that honestly, the Russos, I feel, had the right approach with it, where they're like, we very much respect the source material.
Yeah.
And we take the things that people really like. But at the end of the day, this is our movie. We are telling our own story here. Yeah. And because we don't want it to just be, you've read the comic and you know what's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah. If we do that, you don't get that same suspense factor. And I know that I know a whole bunch of purists that like weren't happy with a whole bunch of stuff, because they're like, oh well, why is Thanos so much more rational in this? Why is like, because at the end of the day, this is their version of Thanos. Like, I understand wanting like the straight up mad Titan, and you get a bit of that in Endgame. Yeah. But like, I really, it's going to be a really sad next year for Marvel without people like the Russos, or James Gunn's doing one more Guardians to finish it up. But I'm fairly certain that he wasn't happy in how he was treated. And he's jumped ship pretty much completely to DC.
I think you might be amazed. I think Gunn will be back. I think you'll see Gunn come back and stay at Marvel for quite a while.
Because Gunn's recent interview that he did about like a week ago says different. He says that 3 is his last one, and that 4 will probably have a whole other team of Guardians.
Again, we'll have to sit back and watch. The Russos also said they were never coming back, and I'm positive that they will.
They said that the only way they would come back is if they got to do Secret Wars.
Yeah,
and they might as well. No, they said they'd come back if they could do X-Men.
They might as well come back. And I
would be that if they said they would do X-Men, if they came in and did the X-Men properties. Mm-hmm. I'd be down for that. I honestly think that the way X-Men should be handled is, you have like a big event movie for them, but I think that the majority of it should be these like prime cinema budget TV series focusing on different X-Men teams. And so you can have like one that follows like them doing superhero stuff, one that follows kind of that high school experience.
Good morning, Luke.
I was hoping that you would have seen during the funeral sequence in Endgame, Xavier and the original team come wheeling up. Xavier come wheeling up and telling everybody that the world has been changed.
Yeah, that would have been really cool. That would have been
you have successfully shifted the world, and then the people behind him were the original team. And you could have made that team a lot more diverse, granted, but to have Beast and Iceman and Angel, Marvel Girl, and Cyclops around him, and have Xavier come wheeling up, going, "This, you've altered the world."
Yeah.
And that they're going to do a kind of a version of that, explaining the Eternals, from what I understand. Is that the snap literally woke up the Eternals, who were under a spell from Sprite.
And I think
forget
that's
who
the
they
right
were.
way to go about it. The way that I had always imagined them trying to do it was I would have had it kind of taken some notes from First Class, and had it be that the mutants had been around for a bit, but that Xavier at the end of like the first confrontation, Xavier was not hopeful and didn't think that humanity was ready for mutant kind yet. So he used his powers to kind of wipe humankind's memory of mutants.
I also sincerely hope that they go back and show the snap woke up Namor, and Namor hasn't been able to find the Atlanteans.
Namor's been implied.
Yeah, after the first snap, or after the initial wiping out.
There's Wakanda's at war with somebody that's in the sea, and it was for a while. The big rumor was that the next Black Panther movie was going to be called Two Thrones, and it was going to be Black Panther versus Namor, which was that was my big thing, because I loved how Hickman set up the rivalry between Panther and Namor in his Infinity book and through New Avengers and everything like that was just outstanding. I know.
I think that they need to when they make these characters or when they do these characters in movies. I'm glad that they're finally now making the characters stand out and actually be who they're supposed to be. Like, you don't bring Thanos in without the Infinity Gauntlet. You don't bring Bane in without making him snap someone's back. Again, Luke Stone said, good morning, Luke. And Jason says, hey, Randy and Varian, hello, Otis.
That's weird. I checked IndieVolt. I got the notice that we were live.
He said, can't watch a stream from YouTube. I think there's a glitch going on. So I'm on Facebook at the moment to tune in. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check the YouTube and see if it's actually
We had somebody comment from there earlier.
Yeah, it looks like it's...
We're showing we're live.
Yeah, it's live right now. It could be.
We're live.
Keep in mind that Jason is in Japan, so it could be
Jason, it's probably a glitch from YouTube to your Japanese feed.
Yeah. But who knows? There's all kinds of problems that happen. I've had
You might want to reboot your system and try it again.
Yeah.
Trico says YouTube's working fine for him, and I just checked it here. It's working fine. The IndieVolt channel is up and live, so it's all good.
Let's check that out. So, all right. Let me see here. Also, guys, from IndieVolt Radio, question.
That's what I'm thinking, Jason. It might just be you. It's probably the YouTube feed over there in Japan. Or we might have said something that the Japanese government doesn't quite appreciate.
It's like, nope, censor that, please.
He said Namor yanked it.
There's
Namor.
From IndieVolt Radio.
That's a swear word in Japan, apparently.
So. We have a gentleman who
wants to know. It was only Roman spelt backwards when they first created it back in the Golden Age.
Yeah, he wants to know why. How much do you have to pay how much you set aside for monthly expenses as far as mailing out products?
$1 million.
Yeah, I don't think.
$1 million.
Yeah, I mean, I don't set aside anything because you pay shipping. So I mean, and I do make sure I put some money into buying more Gemini mailers, more tape.
Yeah, that's what I say, because you that should be something that you factor into your initial costs. That's why you charge what you do for shipping.
Yeah.
John Celestri says he's watching YouTube while drawing his comic books. So things are working in, I believe it was Lexington, right?
Yeah. Hello, John.
Lexington or Louisville, one of the Kentucky cities.
Yeah.
And John, the animator. John, we need to have you back on soon, buddy. Hope everything's going well with your project.
But yeah, I had to make an initial investment in my Gemini mailers.
Luke Stone is alive this morning. Says good morning, Luke. Did you want a link? More than happy to send that to you, or we could just post one in the chat if you want.
I guess I could. I guess I could post one in the chat.
You want me to get that in there? I can paste
Sure,
that
go
in there.
Yeah, but again, just make that initial investment in Gemini mailers and tape and packaging. I about $40, $50 in terms of packaging materials. Not your Gemini mailers. That should be out. You probably want to put about 100, 200 into those, just so you have enough and you're not because you can go through them pretty quick. You can go through them pretty damn quick.
Buy in bulk. Buy in bulk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
buy them in bulk.
I just put in my first order for Gemini mailers here yesterday. I put in enough for me to take care of my fulfillment for right now, and then as I keep going throughout the summer, about every paycheck I'll add in another 100 of the Geminis, because they get like ordering them too, they are very affordable, but once you get up to those high numbers, it's like, oh god. It's definitely one of those things that it's better to kind of just stretch out and throw in a little bit of money at a time.
Yeah. I mean, if you can, and they were really cool with me. I reached out. I said, hey, I got to a very low number, and I'm like, hey, I screwed up. I totally don't have enough. Because there was an option I was looking for on the site, and I reached out within 20 minutes. They emailed me back, and they said, if you place an order now, I'll get it on today's truck. And I placed the order, and if it was a Monday when I placed the order, I was staring at boxes Wednesday morning.
That's awesome.
So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, so they really do help you out, and they understand a lot of it's almost like they uniquely understand indie publishers' predicament. Jason says, I'm going to start doing art commissions via Instagram online very soon. You guys have any advice on starting up?
Come on, Indie honestly, for me, the best advice is get the word out there that you're doing it, and go on things like Indie Vault, go on things, go on a whole bunch of YouTube channels. If they I know Jimmy Reyes does an art channel on YouTube, and he's a really good guy, and he's pretty easy to get a hold of.
I'll say this too, Jason. I see your art style. You have a cartoony art style, which could work. So for me, what I found was easy to do was, hate to say this, it's kind of sneaky, but what I did, I know my wife's been a model. I know a lot of models, and I've drawn a couple of them. Here's a picture of you. Take it. And they will post on their Instagram very quickly. Oh my God, I'm on your picture of me. Great. And I found that I got followers, and I started getting requests. Now, keep in mind, Jason, some of those requests are going to be for exposure bucks.
Yeah, you can do it for the exposure.
Yeah, because I have over 90,000 followers, fucker. Yeah, so you better draw a picture of me. But you may have drawn one for a friend. Like I drew one for a friend who has a couple. I drew it because she was a friend, but she has a couple of thousand followers. So some people did reach out. Like, oh, I like your art. Can you draw a picture of me? Well, pay me and I'll draw it. But you could try that. You could try drawing logos of popular Twitch users, or not logos, but little cartoons, or YouTubers, or people on Instagram. Those are things you could do, and also make sure your pricing is consistent and up there. If someone has to reach out to you for pricing, they're gonna try to haggle you. They might haggle you even with your pricing being up there, but at least it's there where they can see, okay, well, he wants $20 for this or $40 for that. And you can always draw me and Randy here on the show like this. We have to draw the peace sign like this,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the girly peace sign.
No, it's okay. You don't have to do that.
Yeah. Gotta. He's in Japan, so he's used to peace signs in every photo. Every photo. Yep, you can't take a picture in Japan without someone flashing a peace sign. Does not happen. Look at the anime. Every anime, no matter how dark it ends, has a peace sign. I'm pretty sure the end of Attack on Titan is going to have someone doing a peace sign.
I was about to say, because it totally hasn't happened yet in Berserk.
Yeah. We won.
Casca at the end pulls It goes like, hey, I was once a traumatized waifu, and now I'm fine. Peace sign.
That's gonna end. Every anime has to end with a peace sign, and if they don't, and I have a friend who's that Varian.
The final panel.
I want to do a 50-page comic. I mean, a 50-issue comic. I'm like, okay, it's gonna have this. This is plan. It's gonna have this badass female detective in it, right? She's balls to the wall, guns blazing, total 90s, badass babe and boob. Was it Guns and Boobs book? And she's badass. She kicks ass. She kicks ass, takes names, and she's going after this big crime lord in the city. And issue 49, she's got him cornered. And then two of his henchmen grab her, beat her ass, do all kind of horrible things to her, and then he shoots her in the head at the end and gets away and gets in the limo and pulls away. Leaves her dead body out there. That's how the comic ends. And I'm like,
see, this is the type of thing that happens when people haven't actually read a lot of comics. Because Warren, nobody remembers the old Warren Erie magazine.
Did that happen?
But Erie used to do IPs, a series with characters. Mm-hmm. And 9 times out of 10, they would end the story by the character getting a grisly death.
Well,
oops. Well, you're done. That's all of that. Next issue, they'd pick up somebody else. Well,
his thing was like, I'm tired of these comics where the good guy always wins.
Yeah,
I want to have one where the bad guys walk away with the victory.
You really need to go back and get a run, and they haven't. I don't think they've ever reprinted that far up. They reprinted the first couple of early years of Erie magazine, but there was a period that Erie was running there where they had 1 or 2 continuing IPs running through the magazine, and then you never knew. You'd pick up the next episode of the character, boom, gone.
Well, Jason,
like, tired of this guy now. Dead.
Like, if you're gonna have your character die, at least have them resolve.
Oh yeah, half of the time they never bothered. It's just, I see a wall, boom,
But like that's the thing, is that like if you don't have just killing off the character like that,
mm-hmm.
like even if you were going to have it be that the bad guy really won at the end, there should be a level of fulfillment for the protagonist storyline. Otherwise, your readers are just going to get pissed. Like that's not good, right? Like the reason why George R.R. Martin has been successful, even though he kills off those main characters, is because all of those character deaths happen at a conclusion of a character arc. Ned Stark is really the from what I remember reading, Ned Stark is the only death that you don't see coming.
I remember Lost being like that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I did all that to those people. I am so sorry. Boom, you're dead.
Yeah. But that's the thing. That like every single character, when you kill off a character, and especially a protagonist level character, mm-hmm. there has to be a completion of some sort of arc.
Jason,
you can't just do it for shits and giggles.
Yeah. Jason McCormick asks, is it best to charge flat rates or just do it for the exposure to potential audiences? That's something you're going to have to weigh for yourself. So that's a maybe yes, maybe no answer.
Yeah.
Like, if it's just some rando asking you flat rates, but if that's somebody that could if somebody like what Varian was saying, where you if you have somebody that has a whole bunch of followers on Instagram or this, that, or the other, and they'd like you to do something for them, I'd say that you could at least make it negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that when you do one, you're probably going to get 3 come at you that want you to do it for free.
Yeah.
And two, I mean, you got to think about it like this too. Is there, like, when you're doing exposure pieces, what's the inherent value to you? Yeah. Is there a value that's, going to be good for you, or is it going to get you a bunch more beggars? And it'd be nice to tell the person too that you're doing the exposure for, hey, look, if somebody asks you if I charge you for this, tell them, yeah. But then, I mean, then an ego comes into play. No, I didn't pay them. I'm a good friend of theirs. I'm going to reach out to and get some free stuff done. I do think as artists, though, we tend to do things for other artists for free. It's kind of weird like that, isn't it? Like, I can draw. I'll draw this to you for free. Don't worry about it, because I know you can draw. It's kind of weird. Unless she's one particular style. Anyway, another question from IndieVote Radio. Guys, what do you think about the explosion of artists artists having YouTube channels to get their names out there? Some of these guys are horrible and don't know how to host a dinner party, let alone a conversation.
Well, I mean,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think that it's a good idea for artists to do that, but you also have to realize that if you don't have a good enough personality, you're not going to draw any YouTube following.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also you have to remember there aren't any conventions anymore, or there haven't been for the last 3 to 4 months. So these guys are desperate to be out there and be seen. So they're gonna, I could do YouTube. Look at all the people doing YouTube. I could do that, and that come out and just completely suck. And again, you go back on we've been around for about 1.5 years now, right?
Yeah.
We've been around for about 1.5 years. You go back to our early shows, you'll see that we suck too. You got to give folks chance to get used to the microphone, to decide how transparent they want to be, to work out a shtick. Not everybody can be. You go back on diversity in comics and Zach's first podcasts. Or his first videos, he's not anything like he does now, because he's built up so much confidence and built up so much probably don't give a fuck attitude that he'll sit up there and go, "Hey everybody, it's your boy Zach. My dog's sick. This is going on. I'm doing these projects. Oh, and this video is about this subject." Yeah. And he'll kick in and talk about that for 10 minutes and then say, "That's it. Support my stuff. See ya." Boom, gone. You can't just go on. You can't just be expected to go up online and be able to babble and have a perfect delivery right off the bat.
No, it takes you a while to develop that.
And a lot of these guys that are lousy are going to go away. And a lot of these guys are getting the audience that they deserve, 6 views, 7 views, and just gone. And if there's not a quality to their stuff, hopefully eventually they'll get the hint and stop.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, you don't have to listen to them. Don't listen to them if you don't like them. Absolutely don't.
I think that a certain amount of them need to understand that there is there's a point where you're probably not going to get any views, where you have plateaued, and
we're watching for Michael Oden's kid to go pogo sticking up there outside the window right now.
Did want to give a little bit of news though. I just had I don't know if it's going to say who he is, but just had a creator reach out to me. And he wrote to me. He said,
"Sup, ass boy."
No, he said, "I checked my sales ranking." He checked his sales. He was on the show. He said he checked his sales. He was on the show not long ago. Okay?
He was on our show.
He was on Geekgasm.
IndieVolt.
He was on Geekgasm. He says, "I checked my sales ranking on Amazon and B&N, which is Barnes and Noble.
He dropped 50 points.
And it spiked up several thousand places on both. Thanks again for having me on the show. That's fantastic.
That's what we call the IndieVolt bump.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Hello there, Sarah.
Sarah just woke up and in the house.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in.
Really like hearing that. I really like knowing that people are actually seeing growth in their books.
We're seeing growth. Our numbers are climbing immensely.
Yeah. So it's only our numbers climb these books out there.
Don't look at the YouTube numbers, because the YouTube numbers are kind of stagnant, which is why you need to subscribe.
Yeah.
And you need to like our video. Hit that like button. Don't be afraid. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't cost you anything. You can hit that like button or hit the dislike button if you think we're real shit. So that's entirely up to you. But you need to subscribe. That's great. Hey, suddenly Rob Anderson's back.
Hey, buddy, calm down. He's mad at me.
Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Just right after we tell people to hit that like button.
Yeah. Mine was in trouble today because when I muted, he was trying to start an argument with his mom. So,
oh no!
Yeah, I was like,
That's the muting in the camera off.
Yeah. Says already hit the like button. Oh, hey kiddo. Yeah, because I had to make faces.
Hey kiddo.
Faces at him. Let him know that he is he's this close for me losing my composure. And you know, Thanos snapping him out of existence.
You're gonna see the face go from turn red and so's your ass.
Yeah. You know, I told him he's lucky. My generation got beat. My mother hit at me a couple of weeks ago.
You got hit a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, like, what is this? Why am I being beaten? This is illegal. You can't do this.
Bet you didn't get your ass beat with a coal shovel for smuggling a 80-page giant Batman into the house, though.
Oh, God.
You be
What? You think I'm kidding?
I don't.
I'm trying not to laugh, but
It's okay. You can laugh.
You got beat with a coal shovel.
I did.
It
wasn't a big coal shovel. No, it was a real small one, but it left a lot some white welts there for a while. Yeah,
I'm sure.
My parents thought superhero comics back then were too violent for me to read. So that's the ultimate irony. And they whipped my ass when they found I had smuggled one into the house. It was a Dick Sprang Batman too. Wrap your head around that one.
Randy, violence begets violence. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if no one knows what a coal shovel is, that's a coal shovel.
That's it right there.
Yeah,
that one. It was a little smaller than that though.
Yeah. And yeah, at least it wasn't one.
There's a little handheld one that was next to the fireplace.
Yeah. You know, I didn't like when I would get spankings and whoopings. Track says cold shovel. How old is Randy?
Older than you know. I'm never going to admit how old I am.
It is an enigma.
my parents.
I used to watch Adam West on the TV.
My mother was
for old.
My mother was like a mama rapper. She was like whooping my ass. Is you gonna do it again? And it's like you couldn't really put the beat together, but if you did put a beat, it's like, come on, you're gonna do it again? It's like you can make a beat like.
Careful, we don't want to be demonetized by some greedy record producer.
Yeah. Acting up. Gonna do it again. Acting up. They gonna playing with you.
I remember it's found Travis funny. Travis isn't even in the chat.
Travis might be in the chat. He might be out here. Let's see.
I don't see it.
He might be one of the other things. I have to look. Let me go take a look.
Travis is out there. Damn you, Travis.
Let's see here. He could be in one of these chats. For all I know, because it doesn't show me certain things. Anyway, yeah. I'll tell you this. I went into a store and got very, very, very. I got belligerent with my parents, and my mother.
Travis is on YouTube. What the hell? We got comments on YouTube that aren't showing up in the chat.
It could be. I'll take a look. I'll pop over.
I'm gonna have to zoom over there too, see what's going on.
I remember getting belligerent with my mother, and she might have meant. Did she mean Trico? I'm not sure. I'll take a look. But yeah, I got belligerent with my parents in the store and got beaten. And I didn't think. My mother took me out to the car and whooped my ass, and brought me back in the store. And my dad, his bottom lip was stuck out because I was crying. It must have been about.
Oh, she must have meant Trico because Trico made some remark about pogo sticks.
Yeah. And
pogo sticks still exist, Sarah and Travis. Yes.
Yeah. And he's anyway. I ended up getting
Obviously, you haven't watched Fail Army lately.
I wanted a stuffed animal, something they had, and I think it was a Pink Panther stuffed animal. My mother wouldn't get it for me, and
that's all right, Sarah.
I fell out on the floor, screaming and hollering. I was taken to the car, abused, and then brought back in the store. And I was defeated at that when my spirit was broken. And my dad saw my spirit was broken and decided, hold on. It took me over to the section and bought me the Pink Panther stuffed animal. He went in line and bought it and gave it to me. So I came into the store with it, holding it like this. My mother was pissed. That's okay. That's okay. And then, my mother was pissed. And I've done that.
He was grounded for the next week.
Maybe not grounded, but denied.
I've done that to Caden. His mother will tell me he can't do something, or he can't get something. Then I'll take him to the store. I'll buy it. He'll come back to the store with it in the bag, and I'm like, "What? He wanted it? I just told him no, he couldn't have it." Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't. It's like, look, I'll be tougher on the next one. How about that? We'll have another one. I'll be a jerk to that one. Unless it's a girl. If it's a boy, I'll be double tough on him. How about that? If it's a girl, I'll eat off again. Yeah, you don't want to be too tough on your girls, man. Look, as a father, it is your job to keep that little girl off the pole. That is your one job. That's your one mission in life, to keep her off the pole. As long as you can do that, you've done because the pole is the gateway.
Is it?
Yep. See, Sarah. See, well, I'm told I can't do something makes me want to do it. LOL. See, Sarah. Yeah. So yeah.
John Celestri, I'm old enough to remember the coal-fired boiler in my Brooklyn apartment home basement. The boiler heated water for the steam radiators in our apartments. Yeah.
Oh God.
Steam radiators.
So I'm not the oldest one here.
No central air. No central air. How did you guys get air conditioning?
What about it?
How did you guys get air conditioning?
Who?
Like back then.
Back then we didn't. We had fans. We had big fans
and open windows, I guess.
I just imagine
open windows, big fans.
I just imagine that everyone rented an elephant.
Yeah, buddy.
Still outside you. I like the Flintstones.
Here in a minute.
It's back when you had the housekeeper pulling the big string with the big going back and forth in order to circulate the air.
All right, guys. I think it's my time because my son is asking me to come play now. So it's my turn to be a parent at this point. So
all right, Michael Oden, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for
Remember, Elysian Fields is available on Indiegogo, right?
Yeah, Indiegogo. We're still up on demand, in demand. And I actually just got a message from our printer yesterday that they're already printing the books. So I'd say probably in the next week or so. It's going to take a little bit longer since they're all foil. And he has a process of doing that to make sure that we don't have as many misprints and what have you, because the foil will overheat the printer real quick. Yeah. So we should be having those books, I'd say probably the next week or so. And then I as I said earlier, I already put in an order for the Gemini mailers, and we're just so excited to get these books out to you guys. And we'll probably be keeping the in demand up through the end of the month. And then we already are starting on the next book. Marcelo's already sent me the first page or two of the next book, so we're already underway.
Excellent. Excellent.
All right, sir.
Michael.
Have a good rest of the day. You take care.
You do the same, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Will do. Thanks for coming on. We'll see you.
Yeah, it's
Sarah says steampunk Randy with the steam radiators. That was John Celestri. Sarah said that. We'll have John back on here sometime real soon.
Yeah. It's funny that
he says we didn't have window air conditioners. Just open the window and put in a window fan. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a fan. Like, even though I got air, it just helps circulate the air around. I do have it's funny that Michael mentioned printers. One of our questions from Indie Radio was, I don't want to say the printer's name here, but they hired a printer. This is a Leslie. So
doesn't start with a K, does it?
No. It's a Leslie can be a male or female's name.
I meant the printer.
No. I mean, Leslie. So I'm not gonna. This person, Leslie, wrote in and said that they hired a printer to print their comic, 45-page square bound, and they haven't. They paid. They got some communication The order was the order was in printing, and they haven't heard anything since very early May. They've reached out several times. The emails have gone unanswered. What should they do?
That's what they're going to need to do. They're going to need to go over there and say, what the hell?
Well, not if it's out of the state. We can't just go.
Well,
we could, but
don't publish it. Don't print anything out of state.
Such anger.
Haven't we had that discussion on this program before?
I think so.
Don't let somebody publish your book that's too far away. Print your book that's even published. That's a whole different story. Mythic Comics. Anyway, don't have somebody print or publish your book that's too far away for you to reach personally. You should try to get your printer as close to home as possible and as big as that. Make sure that printer can handle the job before you give it to them. Don't just have them say, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we're going to charge you X amount, and not do any type of comparative shopping. Not try to what did we used to call this? Pound them. That's the term. Pound these people on their prices. In order to get a good deal.
I thought you were talking about end up on that list.
No, not physically beat up, but some of them, you know.
That's how pounding means nowadays.
Okay, well, yeah, but it's an old publishing term. Anyway, at least in the print market that I used to be in,
it probably still is.
We used to get pounded on our prices all the time. Anyway, you need to have control and know where you're getting it printed, how you're getting it printed. If your printer has to subcontract certain aspects of your book out, like the web press guy that I love, that's 20 minutes from my house, who does big jobs and real small jobs, who's printed a lot of comics for me in the past. Whenever he has to have that slick cover for the comic done, he doesn't have the printing capabilities of doing it. He has to ship the cover out to somebody else, which is why it usually takes him 5 days to turn a job around, as opposed to 1 day whenever he was printing my Flint Comics newspaper. You know, that you have to know what your printer is capable of. You have to know your printer. And you have to comparatively shop around to printers. Usually here in the States, any state's going to have at least 2 or 3 large web printers, web press guys, and at least another half a dozen to a dozen smaller printers that will be capable of doing like print on demand comic level comics. Well, there's also some print on demand comic publishers that have long-standing records.
There's also this idea, that person hasn't reached out to you about your book. There's also this idea that, those Comic-Cons are all canceled. Those guys don't need these books. They forget that you do sell them online. You still may have customers, and maybe you're doing crowdfunding. That hasn't stopped.
And you need to stay in communication with your printer, too. And that sometimes that means personal visits. Yes, that's call, email. Tell them, hey, I want to swing by the presses. I actually, and here's another thing you can think about doing. Actually go in and see if you can film the presses as they're running your book off of the line.
Yeah.
And tell them when you take the project to them, hey, I want to come down and actually hit those presses. I've seen folks do YouTube videos where they're in there approving final blue lines and final cover versions that are great. I mean, just phenomenal. And it shows that your book's coming along, shows your progress, promotes your product, and promotes your effort in actually what's the word? Your drive to get the project done and into their hands. Mm-hmm. You know, know your printer. No, it's bad enough. It's bad enough you're putting your baby in their hands. Don't just hand your baby off to them and say, "Hey, call me when you're done."
Yeah,
and you'll end up with unpleasant surprises. Oh yeah, we can do fulfillment. Here's a mailing label to the back of your comic, and just ship the comic out through the mail. Yeah, no, look, you don't want to do that.
If they haven't got a hold of you since May, keep reaching out. Find a number. I would even say this: if you can't, and I've done this to people, especially mom and pop companies, you can normally find an owner of the company. You can look at paperwork, find an owner of the company.
Yeah.
Give them a personal call.
You should have a contact person anyway and a phone number. That you don't trust the emails on this. Call them, because you never know, especially with the way the situation has been economically, depending upon your individual state and your freaking stay-at-home orders. Your printer might be down.
Yeah,
your printer might be down for 2, 3, 4 months.
I had an issue unrelated to comics.
If they're rated as non-essential.
I had an issue not related to comics years and years ago, about 12 years ago now, maybe 12 years ago. I was able to go online. I was able to find the owner of this company through their, through the website, find that person's telephone number and give them a personal call. They answered, ring 2, and I confirmed it was a person I was speaking with, told them my issue with their website. They well, it was related to comics, but not any comics I was producing. I ordered some comics, and one package didn't come and just would not come for months. And I kept emailing and getting the runaround through the email. Finally, I was able to call the owner, and within a day, he drove down to his store, cracked some heads, I guess, and I got my item in the mail in 3 days.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it takes a little nudge.
Yeah.
Friendly. Try to stay friendly as possible. But
you don't want to. Yeah.
I have to flat out tell you, if you have a printer down there and it takes them 2 weeks to turn your job around, they're efficient. If it takes 2 weeks and if it's not 2 weeks and you get an excuse and it's 3 weeks, they're probably capable. But if it takes longer than 3 weeks, they don't want your business.
Yeah.
They don't. Just leave. Just go find somebody else who can do the job. Make sure that they're competent. Make sure that's why it's important to know your printer. You need to know that they're competent. You need to see print samples. You need to go in and talk to somebody. You are the customer here. And Varian just dropped out because he realizes I'm about to get on a soapbox.
No, I sneezed.
You're the customer. You're the customer here. You are the one paying them. So you are in charge. You are the customer that is supposed to always be right. Don't be inconsiderate at all, because these are people making a living just like you want to do. But make sure you know your printer and his capabilities, or their capabilities. Make sure you get that job turned around competently and on time and to your specifications and acceptance.
Trico says
gotta be done. You gotta have a handle on this, or you're gonna end up with a bad mistake. And believe me, there are plenty of them out there, and there are plenty of companies out there who can easily screw up your job.
Trico says, and if you're a printer and you shut down without telling anyone and you don't give them their books, don't worry, there's a good job waiting for you at the local comic board game publisher.
Yeah.
Oh, Trico.
But don't. That's an inside joke, folks. And I do mean joke. But anyway, you 2 weeks is too long. Not hearing from your printer. There's a problem. There's a problem that needs to be addressed. You need to find it. You need to find out about it, and you need to get your stuff. They could have printed your books if it's who knows, Timbuktu printing. They could have printed your books.
Timbuktu.
Huh? What?
Why does everybody pick on Timbuktu?
Because it's easy.
Okay.
You want me to say Taiwan? In Latveria. If you're getting your books printed in Latveria, they might be held up at the border for who knows how long.
It happened to me.
It's their fault, or it's your fault, or it's Trump's fault, or who knows what. But you need to know what the problem is and get it done. And I hope you didn't pay these people in advance. I hope you pay them when the job is done.
Yeah,
unless it's somebody that you know.
I would say contact them. Keep trying to contact them. Emails, reach out.
You have to have satisfaction on this job.
Yeah, and you paid. They did write down.
And no communication for 2 weeks from a printer like that, especially if they're not answering your emails, that's unacceptable.
They wrote down, and the price, by the way, 2,000 books cost them $3,400. So that's a lot of money not to hear back from.
I hope they're color.
Yeah, I guess they will be. Yeah, so they need to call you. They need to call you.
I'm working that out right now.
Okay. Yeah, 2,000 books, $3,400. I mean,
that's $170 a book, dude. You're working with a print on demand, dude. If that would be about right for a black and white book.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 weeks is unacceptable. That's all. 2 weeks of non-communication is unacceptable on that kind of a job. Get a hold of them.
Yeah, and they're still. I mean, they could be sitting there for all you know. So keep maybe. I mean, look.
If it's in a foreign land, I hope you know somebody over there who can go and visit them personally.
$3,400, Randy. How long would you drive?
How long would I drive?
Yeah, if it's not in state, would you drive to Indiana? Would you drive to?
Yeah, but don't get me started. I wouldn't spend that kind of money.
Yeah, but if you had,
if I'm getting 2,000 books done, I'm not getting them done at a print on demand dude. I'm getting them done at a professional printer who knows their stuff, who's printed books as close to that in the past, as close to the product that I want done. And 3,400 is a chunk, from anybody's standpoint.
Yeah,
it's a good portion of money that needs to be, quite honestly, needs to be respected. So, yeah. And as far as driving, I had the only publisher that I ever used that was not directly under my control. I used to use it, and I can say their name because they're no longer in business. Associate Printers out of South Dakota, and it would be a long drive to go visit them, but I knew that they were competent. My rep and I, it was one of those phone calls where you've got a best friend at the end of the line within 15 minutes. This guy is right attuned with what you're doing. He's laughing with you. You're joking around with him, and you're right there. And this guy always delivered, that company always delivered for me. I printed all of my massive comics through them. Well, it's only 4 products, but it was good. They were good. 3 products, but it was 4 books. They were incredibly good. Other than that, it's all been local. Now, I used to have, back when I was printing Aero 3.0, I used to get stuff printed through Printy, Press and Litho, and I wanted Printy specifically because Printy had published every issue of Cerebus. And that was over 300 products, plus all the Aardvark Vanaheim books were all printed through Printy. They were just on the other side of the border from Detroit, over in Windsor, Ontario. And I would personally drive the product over to them across the border. This is back when border standards were a lot lighter than what they are now. Nowadays, you couldn't even get over there now because of the restrictions. And that might be another thing that he might be facing. If he's got a Canadian printer, they ain't letting nothing in or out of that border. Yeah. Unless it's essential. And as far as I know, they haven't lightened up on those restrictions. So he might be screwed for a while until he can get his product, but until they can get their product, I should say. But always use as local a printer as you can get. And Printy, we had a really good association with Printy. He had made just about every mistake that you can make on a comic book possible. He didn't make any mistakes with us, but there were times that I would go down there and visit him at the office, and he'd go, "Hey, we printed 5,000 of this book, and the covers beat it up. Do you want a copy before we trash them all?" "Oh, yeah." Ralph Griffith says, "Yeah, Kim always had some cool stories, too." Yes, he did. He always told us that we were silly statesmen who work way too hard. That's what he'd tell me. "You guys over in the States, you guys work way too hard. We got it a lot easier over here."
Randy, that's the end of our show today.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Oh, we're at the 2-hour mark. Yeah.
Where can people find you if they want to contact you and yell at you about what you said?
Well, you can get a hold of me on my. You can email me here, randyjzim@gmail.com. For anything, whatever, just drop me a line. Or you can get a hold of me through Facebook, Twitter. I'm a twit, though I'm not over there very often. And of course, the Zim Geek channel, also on YouTube, ZIMMGEEK. Where new stuff's coming soon. So hopefully maybe even this week, because I just got done losing my butt on a major commercial job, and actually might have some free time. I'm actually working on my crowdfunded book. So
excellent. Of course, you can find me.
We might be announcing that here eventually.
Yeah.
Maybe when I hit the halfway mark.
And of course, you can find me at Varian Grant on Twitter. It's KYD_V on Twitter. Varian Grant on Facebook. Last Call Comics, our publishing company, lastcallcomics.com. Look up Last Call Comics on social media platform. You'll find us, as well as Indie Volt. And also check out Terraform Comics while you're at it. I don't know if there's any announcements coming today, but if you want to listen to us live on Indie Vote Radio, you can do that by downloading Indie Vote Radio on Google Play or listening in with the streamer app on iOS. You can type in Indie Vote Radio, you'll find us there as well. Indie Vote Radio is a free download, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Music, also 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, is Indie Vote TV, which is free as well. Independent streaming, movies, content from our shows, some content that's not seen on air. It's actually on Indie Vote TV, so you've
been privately recording our after show conversations.
Yeah. They're all
holy crap. People are in trouble now.
Yeah, some of that stuff there. We got some original documentaries and series coming to the show soon. Some of the network soon. They would have been there, but the beer bug froze a lot of that up. So a lot of that kind is going to be coming out soon. Hope you guys will check those out and enjoy them as well. Indie Vote TV on Roku and Roku-enabled devices. And then, of course, if you want to get your email into us and want us to answer your questions, it's really easy to do. You're going to email us over at indievotelive@indievote.com. Include Indievote Live in the subject field. And please, please, please keep those emails 90 words or less so I can make those graphics. And everyone can read your questions.
And remember, there's no question too silly. There's no question too serious. And your writing to us and asking questions just helps make our program better and the people more well informed, because our feedback will be better because of your setback. That's hashtag get an education, hashtag Indie Vote. Please drop us a line.
That's right. That's it for us today. Thanks for joining us. We look forward to seeing you. Randy and I'll be back Tuesday night at 9 p.m.
We do want to say this whole conversation will be continued on Tuesday, if not sooner. You never know when we might break in over the weekend.
That's true. Yeah.
So if DC leaves Diamond again, we might have to get back on the air.
Yeah.
They said, well, maybe we'll keep our contract running for a few more weeks.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah, I've seen that. We'll see what happens. They're the woman who just wants to get away.
You never know. You never know. Also, don't forget Wednesdays. There's Geekgasm at 9 p.m.
That's right.
Where the Indie Princess is more or less in charge.
That's right. She'll be Wednesday night. She had her show last night.
When Varian's not pushing her buttons.
That's right. And then Friday night, Art of War. I believe it's Art of War this weekend.
The Great Art of War.
I believe it's Art of War Friday, I believe.
They only stop to reload. They're lead holders.
That's right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This has been an Indie Vote production. We are not owned by Disney. Not yet, but you're available. Talk to you guys very soon. You guys take care of each other.
Take care, everybody. Stay safe. And before we go, we just want to wish a good day to Heather Antos, wherever she may be.
Wherever she's at.
Wherever she's at. I'll take us out. Ready? Take care, everybody.